Hello, what's up guys, I'm Kyle from KGR, and everyone loves a good horror/drama story. So today, I'm going to be telling you guys 2 stories about how I picked up my Super Nintendo Classic Edition. Some of you are probably wondering, 2 stories? What in the world happened? Well, one involves me pre-ordering it, at least trying to pre-order it, and the other one is me actually trying to get the system itself. And I mean, I'm kind of running out of video ideas, and people like those kind of stories, so let's get into it. So first, let's go over the process of me trying to pre-order this thing. No, before I even get into that, okay, so I was working at the winery. I was canning beer and cider, I think, when it got announced. I was telling my mom, because I work with her, and there was a couple other guys as well, and I was super excited, because I got the NES Classic. In fact, you can actually probably see both of them over there. But anyway, as I said, I was super excited, and I was telling mom, like, hey, there's a Super Nintendo Classic coming out, and I want one because I don't have my childhood Super Nintendo anymore. And then at the end of the day, I was like super excited, like trying to like see if there's gonna be a pre-order up. And then one guy said something like, why don't you just get a Raspberry Pi? Part of me just wanted to say, bitch, but I'm not that much of a dick. I can be a dick, but I'm not that much of a dick. So anyway, I pretty much tell the guy as respectfully as I can be, because I'm a sassy motherfucker. Anyway, I tell the guy, I have the NES Classic. I might as well pick up this one too. I'm a collector. So a few months later, the thing does go up for pre-order. I am happily sleeping, and I am not up at 3 a.m. And the next thing you know, Amazon and Best Buy, the 2 best places I like to go to for my electronics, yeah, they just release their pre-orders in the middle of the night. I would say that I'm like, what the fuck? But that was my reaction when I woke up. And I'm in panic mode because I want this thing really freaking bad. So of course, that day, I have to work at the winery. Okay, so I'm bottling wine, and here I tell my parents, because I work with my parents when I do this stuff, I tell them, hey, as soon as I get a notification about a pre-order going up, everything's shutting down. I am stopping. I am getting this. It's kind of how I am with Pokemon Go as well. Like, I'll check Pokemon Go every once in a while, because here our work is actually a Pokestop. Both of the places that I work at actually are Pokestops. And every once in a while, I'll get a little thing saying, oh, there's a mysterious new Pokemon. So I will rush out and get it. I have my priorities. I care more about electronics and Pokemon and shit that doesn't really matter in the real world more than my job. I know, I have a problem, I need to fucking grow up, but quiet you. So anyway, the pre-orders go live, okay? So I'm about to fill up this hopper full of corks, okay? The next thing you know, I get a notification saying Walmart has them in stock. I'm like, I'm ready. Before the pre-orders even went live, I was prepared for this. I knew that I was gonna get my notifications through Twitter, so I logged into any of the places that would have had the pre-orders ready through Twitter. So I'm already signed in, my credit card information's ready, it's set to go. So I'm prepared, so as soon as Walmart's listing goes up, I click on it, I stop dead in my tracks, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Know this, I have an iPhone 6, so with that being said, it's not the fastest phone in the world. I hate how fast technology ages. So anyway, I am trying to pre-order my thing, and as soon as I try, I go to click what's a checkout or something, and it's sold out already. I'm like, why? I was pissed. I was beyond pissed. For some reason, GameStop wouldn't let me sign in, so I couldn't even sign in through that. And I knew bundles were happening, and also, I found out, oh, GameStop is accepting pre-orders in store. I'm like, of course the day I gotta work! So with that being said, I couldn't get a pre-order at GameStop either. So I don't know how many other places. I think Target, yeah, there's a pre-order that goes up at Target, and I do the link through Twitter, and the page is not loading at all. I refresh it a couple of times, I get nothing. So I take the URL and I put it in Google Chrome on my phone. It's not sold out. The listing is gone. Why? Why is this happening to me? So with this being said, I was extremely salty that I could not get a pre-order in. You wanna know why? Because the fucking scalper bots just take up all of them, and I freaking hate it. So I sat there for a little while. I don't even know how long it took until like the pre-orders and the actual release of the system finally happened. With this being said, I was very upset. Can't really do anything about it. Just gotta hope for the best. Just wait in line. So the day eventually comes where I do have to wait in line for this system. And a couple of weeks prior to me trying to like get ready for line and stuff, I'm like trying to think, how long should I wait outside this thing? Should I get there at midnight and stay there all night, possibly sleep in front of the store? Or just get up super early so I can get in my shower and not look like a gross mess? because I care about my hygiene way too much and my looks. With that being said, I know I'm an ugly motherfucker. So anyway, so I get everything situated. I'm ready. I get a backpack, because here I woke up at, I believe, 4 a.m. Either 4 or 5. I can't remember. But I remember it took me an hour to get ready. Like, shower, pack everything. Because I'm going to sit there for 3 to 4 hours. So I knew I had to have myself entertained. I need to make sure I was okay. But know this, before this happens, a day or two prior to this, here I dropped my iPhone in a bucket of water at work. I didn't have an iPhone 7, so I didn't have water resistance. I had an iPhone 6, so as soon as that thing touched water, it made me cry. Well, it didn't really make me cry, but it made me very upset. I was very angry. So I sat it in rice. I sat it outside because it was a hot day that day. And the only things that weren't working were the little switch on the side that makes it either on silent or vibrate or whatever. And the lock button didn't work anymore. It was working while it was still wet, but it just stopped working out of nowhere. So I'm like, okay, fine, I give up on this. I ended up selling that phone on eBay for parts. And also, whenever I would use my phone, it would just start doing a loop of restarting over and over and over again until I plugged it back in. And then it ended the loop for like probably a few hours or so. So with this being said, I was prepared for my day. It was going to be chilly. I actually didn't expect it to be chilly, but here in my backpack, I already had my jacket in there because I go on walks at night every once in a while. So whenever I would get really warm, I would just have a backpack with me because I would have my phone charger because I'd be playing Pokemon Go as well, and I'd have a bottle of water. So if I ever get cold, I could just throw my hoodie in my backpack and not have to carry it the whole time, so it's nice. So anyway, in my backpack, I had my hoodie in there from a previous walk. And I had a bottle of water because I'm sitting there for 3 hours. I might get thirsty. I had my phone charger in there. Like, I had my Pokeball. That's a little power bank thing. I was prepared for my phone to constantly restart. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to have this ready. Then I bring my Switch and I bring my 3DS. I throw the whole backpack into my car and I go to start my car. My battery is dead. My battery has been dying for I don't know how many months now. In fact, since I've had it, it's had a shit battery. But it's survived for the longest time. But at this point, it was on its last leg. It was really trying to kick. But I've had this happen to me before. All I gotta do is just take my jumper cables out of my trunk and I just jump start it with my dad's car or something. And it was parked right next to me, so I was prepared. I was ready. I was gonna act like a freaking NASCAR guy when they're doing a pit stop trying to change the tires and shit. I was gonna be quick. Here, I accidentally leave my keys in the car. And as soon as I go to jump it, the power locks activate. So everything, my phone charger, like everything except for my phone, which is in my pocket, is locked in my car. I get furious. I punch my car. Then the alarm starts going off, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? Like 5 or 6. But it only goes off for a little bit. So I have to rush into the house, and I have to tell my dad, because he's sleeping in the living room. Because I think he just passed out watching TV or something. I tell him, Dad, I need to steal your car. My car is not starting, and my keys just got locked in it. I need to steal your car. He's like, okay. Here's the thing. For those of you who don't know, for the longest time, I didn't drive. Technically, I couldn't because of my seizures and stuff, but that only lasted for so long, so eventually I was able to drive again. But I just didn't start driving because I was just scared I was, like, too stupid or some shit, and plus, I don't know, people can blame anxiety. I guess you can kind of say that for me, like, I had a small anxiety. But in all honesty, I didn't really care about having a license all that much. But then when I started doing these amiibo launches and midnight launches for games, I was sick of it. Because I always had to rely on my dad or my mom to give me a ride to these places. And it ended up being super early or super late. And it's out of their way and it's very inconvenient for them. I got sick of it, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm buying a car and I'm getting my license. So I did. And here, almost every time that I go to do a special launch like this, even for my Switch pre-order, here my car's tires had to be replaced. So while I was on my way doing that, they were replacing my tires. So of course, when I go to drive my car to do something special, I like being independent. I'm not a very independent person, so when it comes to this kind of stuff like this, I get very proud of myself to an extent. And of course, as soon as I go to make myself independent, it just takes a shit on me. And again, a couple of days prior, my phone takes a shit. I only had $200 in savings because something happens to my car all the time, so I can't even save money. So then I'm on my way to Target to wait in line for about 3 hours or so, and I go to check my phone, make sure it's okay, and next thing you know, it starts doing the continuous loop of restarting. At this time, I was flirting with this girl through Snapchat because I didn't have her number yet. I didn't even have her on Facebook. I only had her on Snapchat. So I was flirting with this girl, and I know she like works super early in the morning, so like I was able to talk to her. At least I would have if my phone wasn't acting like a turd. So I get there, and no one starts the line yet. Apparently, there were probably a few people already parked, but they were waiting for someone to start the line. And he said, you know what? I'm gonna be the CND of PA. I am gonna start this line. So I sit in line, and I'm sitting there, and I am miserable, because it is dark, cold, lonely, and I have nothing to entertain me. Now I'm sitting there, cranky. I can't even talk to mom, because I know mom gets up super early for work as well. I could have called her and told her what was all going on. But no, I couldn't, because my phone fucked up on me. So I'm sitting there for a little bit, and next thing you know, a couple of people started coming out of their cars, and there's one guy, he seemed really cool. He was talking about how he got the NES Classic, because here's someone that he knew bought 2 of them, and he just got it through work or something, so he didn't pay a scalper price, so he was happy. Then he was talking about how he's trying to do YouTube, he's trying to do streaming and stuff like that. I honestly didn't really get his information. I kind of wish I did, so I would have loved to check him out, and he actually streams with his kids too, so that's a fun time. But alas. And then here, I also work at a game stand on Saturdays, and I saw a guy who was actually there, like, before me. He went there, and he was waiting in line, and we chatted for a little bit. I like talking to this guy so much, because we talk about figures, or anything Nintendo, and I love working at that stand a lot, because when I get to meet people like that, it's amazing. We both get to geek out about Nintendo, and it's really awesome. Or anything that I like. Like, I love interacting with customers that are as nerdy as I am. So anyway, back to the story. The line gets longer and longer. And I'm the first in line, and I'm super pumped. So eventually time goes on, and one of the employees from Target comes out, and he's like, okay, we're gonna give out tickets. So if you want, you can like go out and about and have fun. Like, we'll give you a ticket so we know we're gonna sell it to you. He says we have 48 in our store. Compared to the NES Classic, that is a fuck ton. But I don't leave my spot in line. I don't think anybody ends up leaving anyway, because I think it was like still like another half an hour or so, not even until the store actually opened. We were all having a fun time. People had chairs. People were prepared for this little event. I technically was, but I was prepared for my car to take a shit. Well, technically I kind of was too, but I wasn't prepared for my keys to be locked in my car. Oh man. So then we go in, and then you know how a Target is laid out. Almost every Target is laid out exactly the same. Which I freaking love that, by the way. You can move, okay? Suppose I move to, like, Florida, or Georgia, or Massachusetts. I move somewhere that's not here, okay? If I go to a Target, I'm fine. I know where everything is. I'm just fine. As much as I would love to explore, I don't want to leave here because there's a store that's only in PA that sells my absolute favorite chicken that they don't sell anywhere else. And, like, it's a bargain, and I love it. God, I love food. Anyway, back to my point. So we're walking down. We go straight, and then we take a right, and there's the electronics department. Of course, someone towards the end of the line cuts through different aisles so he can be the first guy. But before he does that, I'm walking down, and there's a lot of people behind me. I'm a short guy, so I have little legs, so I feel bad because, like, I'm kind of walking slow. I'm trying to go as fast as I can without looking like an eager asshole, you know? So I'm going, and I'm telling the guy behind me that I was talking to all morning. I'm like, man, I feel like a leader. This is very empowering. And then after I say that, I think a few other people start laughing behind me. And then I see the guy cut the line. And I hear people behind me saying, rude. Pretty much nobody liked this guy anymore. He was an asshole. He could die in a hole for all I care. And I was angry. Because I waited there for 3 hours in the cold. I'm gonna be the first sale, motherfucker. So as after everybody says rude behind me, I just look at them and I look at him. I'm like, attack my minions. And again we start laughing, but it's whatever. I ended up getting the second one and I was fine. I mean, I was the first one in line, so I guess I'm happy about that, but it's whatever. But still, that was fucking rude. So then after I get my SNES Classic, I drive to Walmart, buy myself another phone, drain my savings. And then not so long later, my battery gets to the point where I can't even jump it anymore. Like, I'll charge it and then the battery just dies overnight. So I have to buy another battery. So here, normally I like to have money in savings and at least $100 in my checking in case there's a big event happening or in case I get screwed over. So I drained all of my savings plus 135 out of my checking. I had $12 for like 2 weeks. And there was nothing in my wallet, like only money from my bills. So I had $12 to my name. Holy fuck, did that suck. And here a few days after I buy my new battery, next thing you know, the check engine light is on. I can't save money. I want to move out. So I need to get another job or something, because if this shit's gonna keep happening, I don't want to deal with my car. If anything, I should just get rid of that, buy a new car, pay that off, and then move out or something. Cause holy shit, this fucking sucks. I swear to God, it breaks down. Something ends up being wrong with it every other month. I hate cars. I really do. But you need them, and they fucking suck. So that's my horror story on how I got my SNES Classic Edition. If you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. If you had a horror story yourself, let me know in the comments. But I forgot to mention, after we were done with buying the SNES Classic, there was still plenty left. So I'm really happy that some people may have went in and actually just bought it with no problems. But let me know in the comments, did you get one? And if you did you struggle? Did you wait in line like I did? Or did you just walk in the store and get one? And if you're struggling right now, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna pay an eBay price later? Or are you just gonna hope for the best and just try to find one? If you didn't get one yet, I pray that you get one because it is a cool piece of tech. And now you're able to hack it, so I added my childhood games on there. And only my childhood games, so I feel like I have my SNES back from when I was a kid. And again, if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's my social media, so if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, by all means, do that. And I guess I'll see you on the next one.